I love using analogies because this is the unknown that can't be seen or known, just pretending to be seen. So words are just pointing. They can't really touch it because it's just so fucking infinite. But even the words are it. Every word, every sensation. But I love using the analogy of the divine imagining this or the divine dreaming this. And I love the analogy that so-called Alan Watts used, which was absolutely beautiful, of God playing hide and seek with itself in a dream. And how Tony described how it's pretending to hide by being everything too obvious, too simple. It's just beautiful. And I call it a love story for no one. Because there's no one doing it. There's no substance, no entity. Not solid, formless, like a imagination or a dream. Imagining this or dreaming this. And I like to use the analogy of one totality functioning as a whole. So it's like almost like the analogy of the inside of the body, which is not real, but just using that for words, like the organs and the cells and everything functioning involuntarily, just doing itself. You don't control anything. There is no you to control. And this is just for fun. It's just immediately whatever's appearing to happen is everything. Is everything. Everything that could possibly be or not be. Pretending to be. Like an apparition. It's not solid. It's not substantial. It's never doomed, eternal, invincible. Not inside the body because there is no body, just an appearance. And I love using the analogy of the senses being heaven, being everything. Because even if you imagine holding an apple in your hand and you take away all the senses, take away sight, hearing, taste, touch, sound, or whatever, what's the other one? You get it. Plus the other senses, emotion and thought. You take away all of those. And what do you have in your hand? Nothing. No hand, no body, no apple. Nothing. Nothing. Taste, maybe that was the other one. The senses are being. Senses are everything. You could use the analogy of the senses being like an interface. Nothing. Experiencing everything. And it's magical. It's transient. Like an apparition. Not changing, but appears to change. timeless, eternal. It's everything. It's everything, which is nothing. What were you before you were born? Nothing. You weren't born. Are you being born right now? No. There's an appearance of looking at a screen. That's everything. Show me something else than this. It's only what is, and even that's not happening. It's just an appearance. It's freedom. It's not real. It's play. Reason and meaning pretends to hide the play by being serious or pretending to limit what is. There is no knowledge. There is no meaning. There is no knowing. It's unknown. Unknown appearing as whatever is appearing. It's beautiful. For no reason. It's in love. It's in loveness. It's unconditional love, which includes everything. Everything that you may have thought you didn't love. It's you as the limitless, formless, dancing with itself for no reason. By being everything. How fun. Even the analogy of God playing hide and seek or the infinite dreaming. It's play. No one wins. No one needs to wake up. No one needs to find itself because it's nothing, it's everything, it's infinite. It's beyond and whole and complete. It can't get any more whole and complete already. You don't even need to be in form or pretend to be in form, or you don't need anything. This is it. This is already wholeness. Even the doubt that it's not it is wholeness, appearing as a doubt. You can't escape freedom. You cannot escape freedom. Even every word is freedom. So it's like freedom, 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 freedom. You could just say freedom all day. But it's also just every word. It's stepping in dog shit. It's being angry. It's getting in an argument. It's just life expressing itself for fun. No separation. Undivided. Yeah. This is very sensual and intimate. Like making love to everything. Everything making love to everything. Being love, being everything. It's like beyond intimacy. It's swallowing itself whole. Each appearance, appearing and disappearing. No past. It's like instantly deleted. Because nothing's really happening. It's invincible. In the apparent Gnostic Gospels, there was mention of the senses being heaven, senses being paradise. which also implies everything is heaven, everything is paradise. This is the garden, this is paradise. Literally, everything that's being felt, sensed, thought of, all emotions, all appearances, all apparent apparition objects, no subject object, no distance, no time. It's collapsed as singular, no opposites. The opposites were the veil of meaning, or the veil of the unknown trying to know itself, which can't be known. So the assumption of knowing something which really wasn't known, because you can't know anything, appeared to cover up and make it feel separate, or feel like it's not paradise, like something needs to happen, like it's outside or objective, which is the dream of subject-object, which can't happen because you can't separate from everything. To be outside of it, you can't separate from what is. To know what is, or to be an individual, it just can't happen. It's singular. There is no individual already. I just love that analogy of the infinite dreaming this, because it's so beautiful. Even the concept of that, it's like expressing and experiencing its non-self as appearing as everything. Imagining, not really happening, but pretending to forget itself or lose itself, and then look for itself, seek itself, long for itself, which makes it seem like a love story with no meaning or purpose, because it doesn't need to happen, doesn't need anything. And innocent and wild and uncausal and without purpose. Chaos appearing as order. The dream of linear time made it seem continuous, or a sequence, or like it's ordered, but it's just like single frame in the projector, no cause, no time, nothing before, no frame before, just total chaos. Wild and boundless and free. Even the analogy of the individual body, or identifying as the individual body, you wouldn't be in the body or an individual body, because you can't break apart from the whole. If anything, the entire make-believe universe would be your body. And just like the analogy of the human body, where organs are communicating and collaborating and involuntarily functioning as a totality on its own, just not without control, the whole universe would be one totality functioning, one whole body, where there's no singled out individual to have a choice or free will. It's just all harmonized or playing itself as one. But even that's a story, because there is no universe, there is no world, there are no bodies. So that just points to inspiring concepts or ideas. No truth or answer. There's no why. There's no cause. There is no answer. You were never born. You're the infinite spaciousness, formless, appearing as everything, appearing as a screen, a head on a screen talking to itself for no reason, speaking about nothing, which isn't important. It's not important. It's not special. There was something else that was appearing to be said, but it disappeared. It's like, delete, delete. It's all arising as nothing, from nothing, disappearing as nothing. All thoughts, all words. There's no intention. There's no me to have an intention. So all thoughts and responses or reactions are spontaneous. Just remembered what it was. The analogy of the child, even though you never were born, the body just appeared, just now. And it's not even real. It's just this, literally nothing happened before this. The analogy of the child when it's just full-blown aliveness, no identification with a self or resistance to what is, because it's just wild and free, and whatever's appearing to happen is just immediate and intimate, and appears and disappears, and there's no clinging on to what's appearing. There's no claiming ownership of this is happening to me and then storing it in the appearance or the apparent past as my life. So there's just total freedom and, spontaneously throwing a tantrum and for no reason, no cause, and then a few minutes later, nothing happened, because it didn't happen, and it's just playing. It's just play. There's no reason. That's how it is. But in the metaphor of the child, when there appears to be a resistance to what is, or the pretend veil of hide and seek of trying to know, or subject object, or this is my mom that's separate from me, and this is my body that's separate from me, and this is a world that's separate from me. It's funny how there can be the question, why? Apparently in the story I had kids, and I remember, which is just a new thought idea now, appearing now, not a past event, but just this, of them saying, why? And then the mother says, because, this meaning, this reason, this knowing, which is just assuming that this is real, which appears to solidify the formless, which pretends to hide that it's limitless and it can be anything, because everything is not bound. It can be anything. Like a shape-shifting, boundless energy, wild and formless. There are no objects, there are no forms, there are no facts, it's all fiction. There are no solid beliefs or concepts. All of that just crumbles because there's no cause and no reason, no time. But even that is beautiful, a beautiful love story for no one, because even as that story or that metaphor, it can be seen as like a romantic comedy or something, or like a forgetting, the infinite forgetting itself in a dream, playing hide and seek with itself, and then just like you wouldn't know what happiness was if you weren't sad, you wouldn't know what freedom was if you never experienced feeling unfree, which still is, there's no goal or winning, there's no game, none of that's even real, it's not even happening, but it's just a story for fun. No cause, no reason, no purpose, no one needs to wake up. But what's so funny too is like the beloved looking for itself is freedom, looking for freedom, it's freedom already. And there's a recognition that everything's it, even the searching, even the desperate desire is freedom. And it can pretend to play the hide and seek by postponing it, by the thought, this doesn't feel like freedom. It's got to feel a certain way. It needs to feel like bliss or ecstasy. That's hide and seek. That's freedom appearing as the thought. It needs to feel like bliss or ecstasy, which is already freedom. It's whatever you're feeling right now. That's it. It's every sensation. That's it. That's freedom. That's enlightenment. There is no enlightenment because everything is enlightenment. Already. Even the doubt. That's it. So everything appearing is singular. Whatever appears is singular, is everything. And there are no opposites. There's no relationship or comparison to anything else because there is nothing else. So for example, hot and cold in the dream appear as opposites, which is duality, which is the illusion of meaning, or the illusion of knowledge, the eating of the apple, which didn't happen. But really, everything is singular. Everything is everything. So, hot is singular. Hot is everything. There is no cold. There's no cold to compare it to. But the mind that is reason, or the pretend veil of resisting what is, can abstract other. So it can abstract and compare to cold, which creates the duality. And it's just a fun little magic trick. And it makes sense of everything. It makes the single frames in the projector, which is everything, just singular, appear as a sequence, pieced together like a movie, so that it makes sense, like a story. Which is beautiful. That's the divine appearing as a life being lived, or making sense, or telling stories, or communicating, or defining things, or it's just part of the paradise. Nothing to resist. No opposites. There's no real opposites. Because nothing is real, and it's not really happening. There really is no duality. There is no non-duality. Because even duality is non-duality. There is no separation. Even separation is not separate. Even in quantum physics, adding up everything in the entire apparent universe cancels itself out to zero. It's nothing. It's nothing. No universe. And even with the opposites, like the apparent hermetic principles, one opposite cancels out the other opposite, and it's neutralized. It's one, it's singular, there are no opposites. There is no duality. It's singular, it's immediate, it's immediate, it's immediate, it's new, it's new, it's new. Like a child. like seeing for the first time or saying something for the first time because it didn't happen before. There's no past, there's no time. And that's how it is. That's how it is for everyone, for everything, because it's just singular. There is no one. It's a magic trick. And it's fun. It's fun when it's obvious it's not real and it's not taken seriously. Just like a child playing for no reason. There's no reason. Causeless. Impersonal. Unaffected. Untainted. It's beautiful. I'm free to chat if you want to go to my website and call me or book a Zoom. And there's also Patreon where I'll be doing group Zooms for fun. Because it's a celebration. This is aliveness, celebrating. Aliveness, speaking to aliveness, celebrating itself as nothing. Mwah. I wanted to add one more thing, that using the analogies are just inspiring ways to point to that which cannot be pointed to or explained, and it just collapses every story or pointing or metaphor or analogy, because all of that is just a story. There is no reason. There is no cause. It doesn't make sense. It's total chaos. It's unknown. It's unknown. But the stories are fun, and talking about it is fun. So I just wanted to add that piece. Mwah.